is business owner's journey, finding happiness. This is like finding a needle in the sea, or you can say finding Nemo, hopefully happy ending, right? It is a very difficult subject to tackle. It is not like I don't think of this topic at all. I think of it every day. But to deliver it to you, make sense to you, really difficult. But what I will do today is I will give you all the examples I have in my mind, what taught me about happiness in business. The reality is that business has a lot of stress, especially if you are a business owner. You do everything yourself. And even if you're running short in cash flow, and tomorrow is payday, but you're running short on payroll expense, are you going around tell your staff, say, hey, we don't have money, maybe tomorrow I pay you 20% short? Do you do that? You don't. Of course you don't, because if you do that, you are putting your business in the very shady, not shady, but shakeable ground. It is unsafe. It is not reliable, and your employee won't stick, right? So with that said, there's some loneliness, there's some struggles only business owner would have and no one else will have. This is why majority of the people would find a uplifting career working in a company and instead of on their own. And when you work in the company, the only person you answer is your boss. But when you work in your own business, you have to answer to all of your customer. That is very different dynamic in life. So let's explore that. Let me give you my opinion about that. And I hope to kind of elevate you, to have you realize that you're not alone and you're not unique. Your worry is normal and is needless to say. And you yourself has a way to pursue happiness and finding happiness in the turmoil of your business. That's really where a business owner can be and will be and has always been. All right, so before we start, I'd like to get you to look at our webinars, look at our website. So I think what I will do is I switch to this mode. So you will see our website, communitycpa.com. We existed since 1998, so 20 some years. And that day in 1998, it is one client and on my own. And now we have 40 professional staff. We have more than 10,000 clients. And so that is the time brought to us and the journey I walked through, just like everybody else. And along the way, I have met great people and I have attracted a great professional staff. They stick, they are with me, and they are helping to move the firm forward. So the journey of business is not about money. It is really about finding that special Nemo at all the time, finding them and having them be with you and finding ways to work together for a long haul, right? So communitycpa.com, we have an appointment button where you can make appointment with us, and it listed the partners. So you can select the partner, come to talk to us. We also have client portals and a pay invoice button, and you can select the languages so you can see our website in different language. So our firm also have this channel on YouTube. I know you know that. That's how you are here. And a YouTube channel. And you can actually look at all our history webinars and some shorts I recorded to follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. That will make our channel more visible when you subscribe, when you do a thumb up. So there's other people who search for a certain topic will find our videos. And you obviously can search for videos by click on this search button. Just type in, not happiness. I don't have any other happiness webinars here, but you can find retirement. Retirement. So if you do that, all the retirement related topics will come through. So this is where you're gonna find webinars. All right, and with that said, I do want to get a couple of slides up, but the majority of the talk today, it is all really you, me, and we talk. You can definitely post your questions, and we'll get to you when I see it. And at the same time, I hope this next 40-50 minutes will give you an idea of how I view that, and I hope I influence you, I affect you, so you can actually start seeing your business in that way as well. So, business owner's journey to finding happiness. So a lot of our small business owners come into business for different reasons. Some are not liking the employee work they have. They don't, like the company and they want to be on their own. But some are because they just cannot work. And I will give you an example. There are people had gone to jail before and they come out of jail and they really have a hard time to find a job, so they went on to do their own business. And there's also people, have a reasons, maybe spouse is working on a big job and big W-2 job, and the other person needs to take care of home, but yet didn't want their brain to not be challenged. You know how you raise babies. Of course, it's a great job for mom to raise babies. But can you imagine that if you got a college education, master degrees, and you're at home speaking baby language, cruise with the baby every day? I mean, I love it for the quality time, maybe an hour a day. But if you let me do that 24 hours a day, I think I will start looking at that job as a one that it just bring me down. So there's reason for people getting to working and getting to school and get out of home. It's not because they hate their babies. It's because the baby's challenge is not enough for a meaningful life. So with that said, that is literally what I did. I never really stayed at home and with babies while they growing up. And I myself was lucky enough that I have my mom, my mother-in-law taking care of the babies, and while I work, I come home, I spend quality time with kids. I don't think I neglected my kids, but at the same time, I did not neglect my career either. That's why I am sitting here talking to you. That's how the internet or the public views my accomplishment. It's not because I was raising 3 kids for the first 10 years without working. You can't get there if you do that. So with that said, the business owner has a lot of challenges, and I will tell you a story. When I just moved into Iowa, in that neighborhood is considered an elite neighborhood, and the wives are not working. So one day, I just moved in with 2 kids at that time, and the one lady knocked on my door and asked me, the ladies in this cul-de-sac has a bunko party. We play every Wednesday. We take our kids out for a walk and then we play cards. Do you want to join us? It was such a warm greeting. I have not met my neighbor yet. So I'm like, oh, that's great. But on Wednesday I have to work, so I won't be able to do that. The response I got from the nice lady is, oh, poor baby, you work? I'm so sorry. That's okay. And we will always keep you in mind. If we have anything after work and on the weekday, we'll let you know. So of course I participate those events after work on the weekend. But you can imagine that this is what people are, the proposition you already got for being a mother and a women entrepreneur. So I was, I really did take it back because I've never had anybody talk to me like that. So I was thinking really hard to myself that, am I doing the right thing to not staying home with kids and pulling their strollers and go on the morning walk, come back for bunko party, card play, and am I missing something? Of course I miss something. I miss that lifestyle, but I do not have regret. So this is where the business owner's journey, and for us, and not make me sad. I felt like I lost my happiness, but I picked it up right away because I have accomplishment at work. So, that's just kind of where we're gonna go into discover all of these things around business. And, first of all, I did need to introduce myself, folks, just in case you don't know me yet. I am the CEO and managing partner for Community CPA. And Community CPA, I would say that we're quite well known out there. We just sent about 10 people out of state for a national conference on the tax consortium national conference. And at the conference, people even recognize our firm. There are people talking to our staff, our professional staff, saying that, oh, you guys are from Community CPA, we know you. So I'm proud of that. So those are the years and years of growth of the firm. And I also served on the National Taxpayer Advocacy Panel in the past 3 years. And those are the federally organized advisory committee to IRS, advising IRS. Of course, you see a lot of my work on YouTube. So I wrote a book in 2019. That was my first book, called Appointment with Ying at 8 a.m. This is the book that you will find out how you start the business. And you can get that book online. It's on Amazon. I just finished the second book. Actually, I finished the second book 10 a.m. in February. So it's working through the logistics to get it published. So you will pretty soon see the other one on the website on Amazon as well. And the 10 a.m. is all about growing your business. Some people set up the business and they just trash it all the way through and never did grow. But some people grow the business to be something they can't even believe how they got there. And look at the big name, right? Look at Elon Musk. And he is just a very ordinary immigrant, maybe with a wealthy family, so his start point was a little higher than normal people like us. Our parents didn't leave us with any estate. We are not the trust babies, and we are the people just making our own living and grow our own career, right? Many of my small business clients are like that. Some of them don't even have status properly here in the United States. They're working using their IT number. They're creating business using their company that formed by their IT. So with all of these different reasons, and we come from different, altitude level. So we come from ground level. There are people coming from negative basement level, and Elon Musk come from high-rise level. So, but we are all accomplished something, right? So Elon Musk did Tesla, which I think is the biggest success so far. And then you also can look at your own. And if I look at my own, and I definitely did really not much of anything, but brought communitycpa.com onto the public eyes. So you know us, and many people know us. And we are growing ourselves and learning to grow from small to medium, medium to large. Those are not organic, like you just let it go. It's like you're growing a tomato plant in your backyard. It's not that. And this kind of growth needed a mental shift. You really do have to be an entrepreneur, fear nothing, and just really aggressive in the 8 a.m. book stage. But when you are growing your business, suddenly your risk level is a concern and the things around you become important, and you have to consider a lot more than what you did when you just start up the business. So this growing business, it is a book that I put together to show business owners how other people grew their small business to be big. So my third one, which is the one I'm writing right now, is 2 p.m. It is also appointment with Ying at 2 p.m. This is a merger, acquisition, and organic growth, and however to make you becoming bigger. So I want to explore ways of how people become bigger. So some people might say that, well, the only way you can become bigger is acquisition and a merger. And that's not true. They are business just grow on their own, but switching their goals and reset their workflow and becoming bigger. And Tesla would be one of the example. Tesla didn't acquire another Tesla to become Tesla. Tesla becoming itself from the very beginning, which is the map of an electronic car, how that would possibly work, is simply a business plan. So with that said, so our second book is really give you that look of how other people grow. And I used 3 famous people as examples in there. And so you will find out from my book. We always tell folks about our webinar here is, no responsibility disclaimer, and we like to do a good job for you. But when you referring content to our videos and to our online posting, you want to make sure that you bring to professional to vet it through, to make sure that it is correct, and really put responsibility on the professional when you engage them for professional service. So that is something our small business owner tend not to do, because they are more worried about spending money. They're a little bit lose sight of why they need that service. I would say that if you are already stabilized on your operation, your next step, one of the things to overcome your mindset is to rely on professionals. You are not know-it-all. Nobody is know-it-all. And I don't do everything myself either. Even though I tell you I do a lot of things, but I don't do things outside of my comfort level. If I need lawyers to help, I got lawyers. If I need accountant help, and in the very deep analysis, I got those financial data analysis professionals to do that. If I'm sick, I go to see doctor. I don't just search on internet finding some mediocre comments or fun fact and treating myself, right? So one of the biggest mindset for people to grow from small to medium is actually the mindset about using professionals. Because if you don't change that, and then you go to the professional, you don't get the joy. You actually get the stress. You just look at their bill and are stressed out. But in fact, it should be a joy that you actually got to know someone who can get this work done. So your job is not about looking at the bills. You really want to look at they got your work done. That's really, really key. And I can't say enough about that, because I will tell you that I myself go through that transaction in my own business and in my personal life. Of course, who doesn't want to save $5? Everybody do. But saving that $5 from professional and versus you have this $5 with you, which one is bring you more benefit? Actually, it's the $5 with the professionals will bring you more benefit. With that said, of course, I say that it's not without a reason. I want to say that a lot of times when I have a client who is stressed out with the bill, with our bill, and we actually making sure that they understand why they are paying the bill and what bill covers, what kind of benefit they're getting. Very clear, because we know exactly how this process goes, because we come from that way, right? We are all small business owners and we grew together to that point, so we know what we're talking about. And let's talk about the challenges that we see today. So in today's world, we actually let me put in my my own view so that I am still looking at the guidelines I have because I want to make sure I address that with you. But then you can now work with me, right? So for today's business environment, particularly right now, and you know what small businesses are facing, we're lacking of support from our employees or supporting staff or subcontractor. That is a fact. In fact, in Florida right now, there's so much migration coming out of Florida to the other state because of the changes to their subcontractors, and a lot of construction workers are leaving Florida. So this is lack of support for construction companies in Florida right now. They have a hard time to find people to work. You know, other business affiliates also facing challenges. For example, you know, in one of our clients, and she actually gets supplies from southern part of the country, and because of these things going on in Florida, the suppliers just literally couldn't get things shipped out. That impacted Midwest retail, and so there's a chain reaction to one area, then that would affect our business as well, right? So in our business, in community CPA's business, we rely on a lot of updates for the interpretation of new laws. For example, August 17 of 2022, the Inflation Reduction Act came out, and all of these acts is like law. They are jargons. They are languages that's not for ordinary people. So a lot of these language, myself, I rely on interpretations from Accountancy Journal and from AICP, from some trade organizations. So we're pending on those, or from IRS. So if they are running short on labors, and you can imagine what's going on right now. I mean, they just don't have it. But you have clients are needing it. So what do? And you interpret based on what you know. So does that mean you could run into a wrong interpretation? Of course, right? So, but all of that is like, what do? And you have your business affiliate doesn't give you what you need, and now you need to come up with a solution for it. So with that said, those are challenges. And you think I'm going to be smiling and happy about IRS did not put out any, notification yet on this one. There's no interpretation on this one. No, it's a stress. It is not happiness. It is a stress. Then of course our customers. Have you noticed the changes in people's personality? Then people's general reaction. I don't think TikTok and the Twitter's now X, those social media, Facebook, are doing any favor to our emotional stage of peacefulness. They're coming in to stir up your mind and make you go, can't believe this happened, right? So there's constant adjustment you need to make on your mood, on your feelings. So if you want to not be affected of that, you cannot watch the news. And aren't you stressed when you watch the news? And you watch one news, you watch Fox, is a million miles different from the MSNBC. And you watch CNN, it is totally different from what was told on the other channel. So, what do? And those are just emotional drainage on the country overall. So our customer changes. Our customer becoming very short-fused, and they are stressed out as well. And I even had met a customer and at our other branch, and coming in, we don't know the customer, but they want to know whether the owner of the company is registered as a Republican or as a Democrat. Can you imagine that? And all of these is changes in our environment. That is okay. We just need to be aware of that, knowing that is a new challenge. If in the 80s or 90s, in 2000, we don't have that challenge, right? We had a long time related to 9/11. At that time, a group of minorities and who are also our small business owners are experiencing discriminations. Not something like, not something like knocking their door to discriminate you. It's just discomfort even to come to the public. So those are the things. With time, it changes. So now is this. Customer are mentally unstable. Doesn't matter how good a person they are. They're all good people. All my customers are good people, but they don't belong to the same party. So there is no need to check us out because providing tax accounting service doesn't need the badge of being what? Party affiliation, right? So with that, and you have home situation. I even saw in my neighborhood, and they have this election, this little road sign. And in one house, they have both. They have Republican, Democrats. You know why? Because probably their spouse or their children belongs to one side, then maybe some parents or some children belongs to the other. So that just give us the, this environment. It is, it need effort to really accomplish that peacefulness, to not let those kind of things to interfere with you growing your business. So you can I say that because you can kind of stay away from politics, focus on business, because business has no party lines. Every party who become the controlling party would want business to go on, because that is essential for society peacefulness, for us to prosper with better life, and instead of getting into civil war, right? So those are things. And you also want to understand these retributions from pandemic years. A lot of small business getting a lot of government subsidized dollars. And I would not comment on whether you got too much or too little, but as long as you got those pandemic dollars, and these are dollars you didn't work for, it just come to you. Now, there's not much of these things anymore other than ERC, right? Other than ERC, people can still apply. And IRS just pull out the new guidance on supply chains. A lot of people wanting to use that to apply ERC, folks. That doesn't work for you. Go check out the new announcement from IRS. It's getting out a little late. This announcement should be getting out a year and 2 years ago instead of now, because we know that some people had already gone through that, but without having these guidelines, the people who applied for you probably just went on a very wrong path. But we will leave that for later. But for right now, I just want you to understand that the impact of pandemic is not done. It is probably just starting, because whatever government money you got, and you want to be prepared for that audit, for that compliance review, right? And so I want to say that now you probably are putting more worry in you, because now I said that the customer is hard, the business connection is difficult, and I have trouble to find employees, and I have home situation I need to deal with, and I also got so much RF that I really don't know what to do with this money. And now suddenly I give you a whole basket of reasons for you to worry. So among all of these worries, how many of these worries is really caused by money? Not all of it. Actually, very small part of it. And if you are clear with that, you suddenly realize in our business journey, money is actually not the factor for whether we're happy with our business or not. It is not money. It is us. It is our internal world. So I want to say that happiness is actually a mindset. Happiness is not given. you don't accomplish or receive happiness because as a business owner, you know you are pursuing that happiness. You are catching that happiness to the future. But I want you to change your mindset that you have that happiness today because you want to do a business, you did it. Okay? And you want to be able to have a couple of people working for you, grow your sales every year, you did it. And you actually is there. And you want to pay reasonable taxes and not burn all your cash away for tax dollars. And you also find the tax preparer who worked really hard for you. And they are the one planning all the taxes, tax credit, and helping you lower your taxes. You also have that. But what you really do not have is that you did not set limitations on what is your happiness. I'll tell you a story of myself, and I'll also tell you a story of a client. And when I was before this business and living in Canada, I was very poor. So one time, because I use coupons to buy food, and in where I live, North York area, it is more of an Italian town at that time when I was in my teens. So I use coupon to buy food. So spaghetti is the only thing like really cheap. Like at that time, it's like 10 cents for a pound of spaghetti. So I would eat spaghetti whole month with potato sauce, which is also cheap. So I will eat potato sauce spaghetti, and it's called a spaghetti. So I will eat that for a week, a month at a time. And with that, I promised myself, if I don't have to use coupon to buy food, I just can buy what I want to eat instead of following the coupons coming through. I will call it done. I'll call it happy. That's the promise I give myself. And I accomplished that in year 1995. I remember. And that year, I realized I did not use coupon to buy things. I forgot about it over the time. And then one day I realized, wow, okay, I actually did not look for a coupon to buy food. So I told myself that I will always be satisfied with whatever in my plate to eat. So that's a promise I have for myself. So you would have a promise for yourself as well. As a business owner, if you don't set a goal, if you don't set a place where you will be happy, you will never be happy because there's always other people doing better business than you do. And there's always people richer than you are. There's always kids better than yours. There's just always sky out of sky, and you can never be where you want to be. So it is important to pull ourselves back and to set that mindset, to say that this is where I will be happy. So I have never ever not happy with any food, whether it is ramen noodle, dry noodles, or steak that I grill. It doesn't matter because I didn't buy them with coupon. That is the thing that got me so sick for so long, and I can't even look at spaghetti for a long time. So with that said, happiness is mindset. Another story I tell you. I have a client who are older couple. They're older because they are maybe 20 years older than me. So now they're actually in their late 60s and the 70s. So they operate a very small noodle store in the small town. And the noodle store is so small that their daily net, so after they sell and they subtract their own money, they pay their salary, they subtract the food cost, and they told me that they will make $35 net profit a day. When they told me that, they did not tell me in a face with sadness. They were beaming with excitement. And then they went on. That is a lot of money. We don't need a lot of money. And then they said that, Ying, do you know that when we were in the refugee camp and it was so hard, we actually ate goldfish. So they have no food to eat. So someone has a goldfish, they ate that fish in the refugee camp. So they had a benchmark. They had a mindset. As long as they don't need to eat a goldfish, as long as they can enjoy the goldfish in the tank, and they call it good. So $35, and there were days they make $41. So they are so happy to pay taxes on that amount. They told me that, Ying, when we make money, we need to pay taxes. It's totally good. They're happily paying taxes. They're happily making $35 a day. How much dollars you make today? A day? You make a lot more. But you may be the one would come to me, goes, Ying, my life sucks. I want to make $1 million and I just cannot get there. I'm not happy. So maybe you didn't calculate your million. You know, when you tell me you want to make $1 million, I immediately say that, is that $1 million in sales or is that $1 million in net profit? If you tell me it is a net profit, then I will give you your industry average. I'll tell you that for your kind of store, to make $1 million net profit, you would need to open up 5 other stores because the industry average and for your kind of business in this area is the maximum about $250,000 net profit. So there is a reality, there is a financial data you can get to set realistic goals. Of course, if you know that you need to open up 5 stores to get to $1 million, because you have that goal, then you will just go ahead, open up 5 other stores. So you got your path laid out and follow the yellow brick road, and then you will be happy, right? So this is where we say happiness is your mindset. It is not about your business. Of course, people will say, no, Ying, that's not really my problem. My problem is I don't have life. I don't have a balance. And my life is crazy. I'm working 200% in the business. I'm exhausted. I need a work and life balance. All right. So in my second book, we actually talked about the 10 a.m. I talk about work-life balance. As soon as you put work and the life on the opposite side, and you're trying to balance these two, that already says that you are on the wrong footing to discuss this issue. Work and life is actually the same thing, not just for the business owners, even for your employees. And you will not discover anyone who is super happy without work. They may tell you that their work is play. They love their work, so it's not like a work, so they don't work. But the reality in human life is that we all must do something to make that accomplishment visible. If we don't do anything, we just sleep and eat and go to park, you don't have a balance either. You don't have a happy life. You know that you don't have one, but you pretend that if you get rid of your business all of a sudden, you're going to be happy. No. If you got rid of your business, you will need to find a job. When you find a job, because you are a business owner in the past, so your work mentality is different. You will take that job like your business again, then you will be like in this struggle again. Work and life balance is never balanced. So my treatment for that is you don't really need to balance it. It is work and life is the same thing. It's never different. When you have a happy work, you have a happy life. When you have a happy life, your work is productive. So don't even go to the discussion of separating them. It's almost like you're talking to a divorced couple, then you're talking about good life in marriage. Are you kidding me, right? So there's no such a thing. Now, you know they're not separable. And you know it is human necessity to work, okay? And one thing is that, when I was very little, I live in China, right? So the Chinese communist is giving you communist future. So one time I don't remember I asked the question or the answer, but the answer to me is like, what the communist country, what is the communist look like? So someone, maybe my teacher, told me that, well, the communist is that everybody work what they can do, everybody eat what they can eat, so there's no more demand and the need, so every need is fulfilled at the same time. You see, even that theory did not take the work away. They didn't say that we just sit there and eat, like a machine, and we don't need to think or do anything. That's not true, right? So it is important to work. So now, to have this happy life, your work needs to be a happy one. Sometimes you don't find meaning in work. That is why your life is miserable. And, I always have a hard time to think of people work in the cigarette factory. Because cigarette, the propaganda, the media says that causing cancer. I'm not a scientist, I don't know. My dad smoked all his life, but he did not die from cancer, lung cancer. He actually passed away from pancreas cancer. So cannot really relate cigarette to his death. And he passed away at his age 90. So it's a very happy ending. So I consider he had a great life while smoking, right? But if you believe smoke is in danger of others' life, and you work in the factory to produce cigarette, do you think you will have a happy work? No. That is where, as a business owner, if we start a business, we don't even believe in it. And we just think it's going to make money. I don't believe that. Is that going to last? No. Why is Tesla last? Because Elon Musk believes in energy saving, in green approach. And why is community CPA last? It's because we believe we existed for our community. We existed for ordinary people who has no access to the high-rise building and pay $10,000 for a consultation fee and getting answered of how to sell their business. We believe that small, medium size of business should come to community CPA because we have the knowledge. We also have the low price. So with that said, it's a belief, right? It is what you believe in your doing. So for business owners, to find work-life balance, it is to find meanings in your work, to find meanings in your product. Just like this old parents, old lady, old guy come to my office making $35 net profit a day. So happy because their meaning is they are actually no English language. They have no education, but they can make money and they can use their money to supply to their children. They have 3 children. One is engineer, one is doctor, the other one is lawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the parents. Their goal, I ask them, what's your goal for your business? Are you going to sell your business? No, we don't sell our business, and it is keeping us busy. We like it. And plus, we can't leave this business. This business is literally supplied all of my kids for higher education. And look at that vision, look at that goal, look at the reasons why they're doing business. How could they not be happy? Why would they even bother with work and life balance? Are you kidding me? And who invented this word? Because they don't understand you can find things that fit you. We have people in our firm and so much into the community support. They're passionate. So every day working is every day to make dream come true. So that is the people you need. If you have people like that in your business who believe what you believe and work in the same direction, why would you even worry about them don't have people to support you? They will be here. That really is something small business people, we tend to not look at it. But in fact, a vision, a mission, a goal, and an understandable accomplishment, it is key for you to get enough people to work for you, to make yourself work so happy you don't think you're working, and to make money, and the left and right, you never worried about your bank account. And when government come around to audit you, to do compliance for you, you know you're relying on professionals, there is no worry. With that said, I would say that the happiness pursuit for small business is one, set the goal. Number two, find the meaning. So now can we kind of conclude what is the happiness, what is success? So I always say that it is important for you to know why you are in that business. A lot of people know that when they just started because they got triggered by something, so they got it. But that initial love and the passion need to be reinforced, need to be nurtured, so that can go on for the duration of your business journey. And important to update that as well. So I will say with our community CPA, in the very beginning, when we start the business, it was really just helping minority business owners who doesn't speak English but yet have complex issues with the government or with IRS, and just come along, we help you. So that was the starting point where we were. Now, and we gathered 10,000 clients. So our mission and vision changed. So now we are saying to the small businesses, when you have over 7-digit business number, sales, and you are at the different category to grow, if you continue want to grow, you want to step up, just like how community CPA stepped up, and you want to come to us, we understand the small business, we grow small business just like our own business. And we're not one of those CPA firms bought from other account and then just, get into your business and don't even know what you're doing. No, we know what you're doing. And we have enough experience with all of our small business. When we look at your number, we can tell you what you didn't do it right. Then we can give you the average industry number. And you want to say that, okay, Ying, and is my business good or bad? What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. Because we knew in your line of business, in your geographical area, and what your number should be. And that's what's out there. That's called big data, right? And accountant become the data analyst. That's really what the accountant's real job is. Their real job is not just putting your transactions on the QuickBook. No, that is a machine job, and it's not an accountant's job. With that said, I want to challenge you to rethink of whether you're happy or not. If you're not happy, I want you to look at your goal. Why that make you not happy? What kind of goal you have will make you happy. Then with that, I want you to look at your vision. Look at why you are in business. If you are in business just because you want to make money so you can spend more time with your children, then you are looking at a business that you can make a lot of money and really be free after 8 hours work. So it is not wrong, and we go through life stage, and some mom do that, right? So there is, but you still want to find that job make you excited. Find that job make you happy. And you can't be working for a job you already hated just because you got that money. It doesn't last very long. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You will be unhappy very fast. This is why you find people making small money very happy, but you also find people who are so wealthy and is on drug, is going down, and it's become a social media joke. That is why. Because money means very little in humans' life. And in United States of America, I don't think if you work and you cannot make money. I have never met anybody. If someone has, medical condition, we're leaving this group of people off because they need to be cared. And there need to be a business caring about these people. I am talking about you, me, and others. We're in business. If you're not happy, you're doing it to yourself. So I hope this is a really tough talk, but I think I gave you my heart so you can see what I'm telling you right now. And I hope you're intrigued with what I said and be more interested in working with community CPA. And if I think this way, all of my staff think this way. This is why leaders in the leadership role need to be someone you agree with. That's why we vote for president. We need that president to be in agreement with our value. Because whatever the leader is doing, if they believe in one thing and they triggering down that to the ground. So for me, I think that way. I'm leading community CPA. I make sure all of the 40 people who follow me, work with me, they are thinking the same. We are your support from your numbers all the way to your emotions. We will talk again. Bye-bye.